Changing gears a little bit, if you're looking for a silver lining to some of the cooler temperatures that are rolling into the border city, well, this might be it. Winter skating season is officially here as outdoor rinks were officially open to the public this past weekend. In total, the city has developed 9 ice surfaces, including what you're seeing here at Bud Miller Park and the Husky Oval. All city-maintained rinks are free to use, with lights at the Oval remaining on until 9 p.m. every night. In the case that someone falls through the ice, the city urges residents to call 911. Now let's check in with Blake Nath for this week's edition of Retrospect.
This week in Retrospect. Back in '91, we take a look at the Christmas donation rush for the Salvation Army.
Students at Rendell Park School pitched in with their own version of Christmas spirit today. Food collections from each of the classrooms resulted in boxes and boxes of non-perishable items that have been donated to the Salvation Army. Like all donations from throughout the city, food is delivered to the food bank on 49th Street, where a pair of Salvation Army cadets from Toronto are training for officer status.
This time we're learning what it's like to be in a small community at Christmas time.
It's exciting actually to be in a small community, because we usually see from a large city of Toronto and seeing the amounts, but this year seeing what has just come in it's really exciting, because it really fills up the spirit of Christmas to see how many kids really think about what they're doing for other kids who are in need.
Many of the items will make up food hampers to be given out to local families in need. Today was the deadline for hamper applications, and already close to 300 forms have been received.
And in '96, the economy is booming and the border city is full of bustling holiday shoppers.
We've had a great fall so far. November was fantastic, but December is shaping up to be even better.
Border City businesses are grinning from ear to ear as the Christmas season is shaping up to be much better than last year.
It was a little bit slower, and that's because the optimism wasn't there. The farmers had a bad year, and when the farmers don't have a good year, they're holding on to what they have.
Christmas sales this year have been up, and last year was our best year ever, so without kidding at all, we're just tickled to death with the response that we've had.
Cash registers across the city are singing a similar tune, ringing in the Christmas sales. However, it's not just small items. Consumers seem to be going after bigger, more expensive gifts this year.
The big ticket items, appliances that people put off last year, they're buying. And of course, Albertans and electronics go together. So we're selling lots of TVs and VCRs and boom boxes, anything that people can plug in and listen to or watch. It's going like crazy. So that's really where we're getting the big growth.
When the gals and the guys are considering, it's more of what's got a good quality gift than the price.
1996 was a good year for both oil and agriculture. Merchants say that, combined with consumer confidence in the economy, is the reason people are shelling out more this holiday season.
And that's all for this week in Retrospect.
Retrospect this week is brought to you by Webb's Ford. Worth your while to drive the extra mile. Webb's Ford in Vermilion.
Now let's check in with Shelby Clark for your first look tonight at weather.
Thanks so much, Tate. Now taking a first look at your weather forecast for here in the border city, we are sitting at -11. If you've looked outside or have driven outside yet today, you could see it was very foggy today. So for people driving right now, please be careful. Watch out. Make sure you are able to see on those roads. But it is very foggy up in the sky right now. But with that wind chill, we are feeling like -19, and we will be cooling down throughout this week as we are heading more into the winter season. Switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, we are cooling down quite a bit. -9 in Cold Lake, while Lac La Biche is at -14 degrees, as well as down in Vegreville. -10 in Bonnyville, while it is -8 in St. Paul. Marwayne is sitting at -11, as well as down in Provost, and it is -13, -12 in Vermilion and Wainwright, while Edmonton is at -15 degrees. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures, but around the same as the Alberta side. Up in Isle Cross, they're at -15 degrees, while it is -11 in most spots here on the map. -10 in Pearson and St. Walburg, while Meadow Lake is at -7, and North Battleford is at -9 degrees. And for North Battleford overnight, they will be going down to a low of -10, so they are going to be still seeing a not too bad of a temperature for their low. They will be seeing some cloudier skies, and tomorrow they will be seeing -3, so they will be warming up just a bit for tomorrow, but they will be seeing around a 60% chance of some flurries. Switching over to Cold Lake overnight, they'll be going down to a low of -13 degrees. They will be seeing some flurries throughout the night, and that will continue into tomorrow morning with -10 for their temperature tomorrow, so they will be cooling down just a bit there, and they will be seeing those that snowfall continue on. Now switching over here in the border city, we'll be going down to a low of -12. We will be seeing some flurries throughout the night as well. We will be seeing that continue into tomorrow. We will warm up to -6 though, but we will be seeing some snowfall, so get ready to catch some nice photos out there. And now speaking of photos, I will be showing off some of your photo submissions. Thank you to everyone that submitted online to our Facebook page. This is a nice shot here of Ross Lake there, a beautiful sun shot. Thank you to everyone that submitted online. You can submit photos throughout the week, and I will be using them for my weather segments. But that's all I got for now. We'll have more coming up after the break.
Lloydminster Agricultural Exhibition Association is already looking ahead to cattle shows in 2022 as a new networking event called the Cattleman's Call will debut in the new year. For a preview of what to expect, here's Jillian Code.
Today on Primetime Local News, I'm joined by Shelley Ann Dodgson. She's the agricultural manager with the Lloyd exhibition here in town. Today we're talking about a new event that's coming into the Lloyd X this January. Shelley Ann, what can you tell me about the Cattleman's Call?
Cattleman's Call was a project developed and was the, I guess, dream child of both Graydon Kay and Sydney Lake, which are our committee chair and vice chair. It was an event that we felt that the Lloydminster exhibition needed to spearhead to bring commercial cattlemen and purebred breeders together in one spot where they could market and visit and have some hospitality and just have a very non-threatening type of way of coming in and marketing their cattle. We found that a lot of our clientele are having on-farm sales, farm gate sales, private treaty sales, or they're just selling them now on their farm, and they're not using the Lloydminster facility as much as they used to. So we felt that if we could bring them all together in one place where it was like a one-stop shop, they could see some different progeny of the bulls, those types of things. It's really a event to bring the bull buyers to the breeders and the producers. I guess that's the best way of saying it.
Yeah, so it's like a one-stop shop. So this event is scheduled for January 14th and 15th. What events do you guys have planned?
Okay, so we have shows on Friday, which we are going to have what we call the Winter Classic. It's a Heifer Jackpot show. So any heifers born in 2021 are eligible as long as they are purebred, carry purebred or recorded papers. So it's a jackpot show to start off the program, and then we're going to go into our Rising Stars show, which is going to highlight our 2021 bull calves. The show is going to be shown breed specific, and then they'll go for an overall champion. And then we end the day with our barn social in the evening, our BS social in the evening. Really looking forward to that. One of our big two title sponsors this year are Natural Resources. Canadian Natural Resources, as well as Scotiabank. So we're really excited to have those two companies as partners with our program. And then on Saturday, we're going to get into kind of the 2-year-old show, our pen shows, as well as a breeder's herd and a progeny, sire with progeny pen class. So those are what's happening on the Saturday.
So this event is joining a long list of cattle events at the Lloyd exhibition. Why is something like this so important to the Lloyd Ex?
I think networking is probably our primary concern. We want to get the breeders and the commercial man or the purebred, stock to purebred breeders. That is one of our ultimate goals. I think one of the big things is we want to make it easy for both the producer and the buyers to be able to meet in a non-threatening kind of atmosphere where they can chat and talk and be able to make those connections, because the connections you make today might be the big sale that happens next fall type of thing. So it's all part of intertwining and getting people involved in agriculture specifically, and then also getting them involved in meeting new people and seeing new breeders and what's out there for genetics.
And for registration, when and how can people do that?
So registration's opened on the 1st of December. It's all online through Assist Expo, which has a link directly on our webpage. So if you go to the LloydX.com webpage and look for the Cattleman's Call, there's a register button there, and you just follow along. It's very similar to our Stockade Roundup entry program.
Great. Shelley-Ann, thank you so much for your time today.
You bet. And you guys take care and have a Merry Christmas.
Now, it might not be as exciting as the Cattleman's Call, but here's a look at your agriculture prices. The Lloydminster Bobcats had their hands full playing against the Olds Grizzlies last night, but as our Josh Howerluck reports, the Cats were playing for more than just a win.
The Bobcats took their game on Sunday as a way to honor a longtime member of the organization and of hockey in Lloydminster. Bob Troop was a long-serving penalty box attendant for the team and had dedicated 25 years to hockey in the community.
That's the big thing. You look back on Friday practice and we talked about it. We talked about what Bob did for our community. And you could see it in the guys that have been here for multiple years, and for our local players to know and understand just who he was and what he meant to them, not even the organization, what he meant to the guys all the time, I think is a big part of it, and they played for that tonight.
Before the game, the team unveiled a banner that will hang in the Civic Center honoring Troop. They also had words from Troop's family and a ceremonial puck drop done by his wife. Bob Troop was a staple for players of the Bobcats and will now live on in the Civic Center.
Obviously, we'd do anything to have him here with us, but I think this is ultimately a way for us to pay tribute to a guy that has done so much for the Bobcats, has done so much for hockey, and just in general so much for the community of Lloydminster.
This game was also special for Bobcats player Andon Coles, as he scored his first career AJHL goal, letting teddy bears rain down from the stands for the Bobcats teddy bear toss.
It was awesome, you know, me and the guys were joking that I'd get my first goal tonight, and it was funny that happened, so it was pretty cool seeing all that and all the fans that came out. It was awesome.
Well, I think from a player's perspective, I think it's a big part. They always want to score that goal. There's a lot of memorable moments in hockey, and I think that teddy bear, and you know, tonight Andon Coles gets it. That's not only a teddy bear goal, but it's his first AJHL goal. So I think that's a special one for him that he'll remember.
The Bobcats took the game 9-5 against the Olds Grizzlies, one of the highest scoring games for the Bobcats in years. Josh Howerluck, Primetime Local Sports.
Now, with more on the 108th Grey Cup, we go to Evan Kenny and Jace Mackey.
Well, it was a 749-day wait between the rematch of the Grey Cup between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And Jace, Grey Cup 108 did not disappoint. For the 4th time in CFL history, the game went to overtime, where the Winnipeg Blue Bombers won 33-25. Now, Jace, while the score might have gotten up there by the end of the game, this was a defensive-dominated game.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a very exciting finish to the game, but first quarter, especially first half, a very low scoring, very defensive game. Both defenses for Hamilton and for Winnipeg played very well, especially in that first half. Both of them were able to turn the ball over, and then the offenses weren't able to capitalize on it very much. Now, in that second quarter, Dane Evans, the starting quarterback for Hamilton, was injured, so Jeremiah Mazzoli had to come off the bench, something that Dane Evans had to do for Mazzoli in the Eastern Final, but Mazzoli was able to kind of give that Hamilton offense a little bit of a different look. He was able to use his legs a little bit and give them a little bit of momentum heading into the second half of that game. Wind was also a factor at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton on Sunday, with most of the points being scored with that wind and not very many going against the wind, but Hamilton was able to score or get a field goal and drive the field near the end of that fourth quarter against the wind, so they were able to do that, but weren't able to capitalize and finish everything in overtime, obviously.
Now, Jace, Winnipeg was the favorite going into this game. The score might not have been exactly what was expected, but the win, I think it's safe to say, it was expected. They went wire to wire as the favorites, obviously, having that target on their back as the 2019 Grey Cup champs, the first back-to-back champs since the 2009 and 2010 Montreal Alouettes. I guess, they were dominant on all sides of the ball. Just take us through their season of dominance.
Yeah, they were, from very early on, they were the best team in the league coming into this game. I thought they were going to win. I did think it was going to be closer. I think having that home field advantage for Hamilton was big for them and definitely did help give them a little bit of momentum in that game. But Winnipeg, what a year they had. Being able to obviously win the Cup 2 years in a row is huge. In 2019, the last time they won, they had a dominant game against Hamilton. This time around, it was a lot closer, but Winnipeg's season overall very strong. They swept all categories in the CFL awards that they were nominated for. Michael Shea won Coach of the Year. Zach Collaros was obviously named Most Outstanding Player of the League. They also had 15 players named to the Western Division All-Star team. So overall, this team was very dominant, and they were able to cap off a very dominant season with a nice win in overtime.
Now, Jace, it was a team victory, obviously. So many different pieces played unbelievable for Winnipeg, but a guy that you just mentioned won MVP for the game, Zach Collaros. He threw for 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Just touch on his game a little bit.
Yeah, so coming off of getting named League OP, he was named a Grey Cup MVP. Didn't have maybe the best game overall, but he was the leader of that team, and he made plays when they needed to. In that fourth quarter, Hamilton was down 22-13. He was able to connect with Nick Dembski for a touchdown that, gave their team a lot of momentum and obviously points that they needed. Nick Dembski, Winnipeg boy, was able to get the nod for Most Valuable Canadian. So, like you said, it was a very much a team win overall. And Zach Collaros and Nick Dembski were big parts of that win. Nick Dembski didn't have himself the biggest game, but he had a big play when he needed to play.
Yeah, a huge play there, 29-yard catch and run for the touchdown. And after the game, Dembski said, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers know how to close games. And Jace, after these past 2 Grey Cups, I think there's no debate on that.
Yeah, they're a dominant team. Mike O'Shea and Kyle Walters, GM in Winnipeg, have built a nice team with a good culture, and they were able to really capitalize on a great season and win 2 in a row. I know the streets of Winnipeg and downtown Winnipeg were packed with fans. Just very proud of this team and happy for the win.
Jace, thank you very much for taking this time and joining me.
Now, for your second look at weather, let's check in once again with Shelby Clark.
Thanks again, Tate. Now taking another look at your weather forecast. We're looking at the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, we are cooling down quite a bit, hitting those double digit now with Jasper and Red Deer both at minus 11 degrees, minus 14 in most spots on the map here, as you can see, while Cold Lake is just a little bit warmer at minus 9. Whitecourt is at minus 16 degrees, and Rocky Mountain House is hitting minus 12. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they are seeing some slightly warmer temperatures compared to the Alberta side. Minus 8 in Prince Albert, North Battleford. Meadow Lake and Melfort are at minus 7 degrees, and Saskatoon is just hitting that minus 11 mark, the same here as the border city. Now switching over to our northern region of the provinces, as you can see, they are cooling down quite a bit compared. Uranium City and Stony Rapids are both at minus 19 degrees, minus 18 in Wollaston Lake, while it is minus 25 in South End. So South End is even almost reaching minus 30 there. Minus 11 degrees in Flin Flon, while LaRange is at minus 14, and it is minus 16 in Lush and Buffalo Narrows. Switching over to this end here, they are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures compared. Usually down in this area they are seeing warmer temperatures, but for today they are cooling down quite a bit. Peace River is at minus 20, while Grand Prairie and Slave Lake are both at minus 16 degrees, minus 15 in Fort McMurray, while Fort Chipewyan and High Level are past that minus 20.2 with minus 22 and minus 24 degrees. Now switching over to our southern region of the provinces, they are seeing some warmer temperatures. They aren't struggling too much today, as you can see. Minus 2 in Lethbridge, while Medicine Hat is just hitting that 0 mark. Minus 6 in Calgary, while Coronation and Banff are both at minus 10. Now switching over to this end here, they're seeing some slightly warmer temperatures compared as well. Still seeing those single digit points. Minus 2 in Estevan and Swift Current, while it is minus 5 in Moose Jaw and Regina, and Yorkton and Kindersley are at minus 8. But now going back across the region to temperatures overnight tonight, we are cooling down quite a bit, seeing those double digit points as well. Unity will be seeing a low of minus 10, while it'll be a low of minus 12 for Paradise Hill tonight. Minus 13 for Wainwright, Pearson and Bonnyville, while Myrna will be seeing a low of minus 14, and Provost will be seeing a minus 12 as well tonight. And Isla Cross and Meadow Lake will be seeing the coolest with minus 15, minus 17. But as you can see, most spots across the region will be seeing a high chance of some flurries throughout the night, except Unity will just be seeing some more cloudier skies. Now looking at our 7-day forecast for here in the border city, we'll be cooling down quite a bit throughout the week, unfortunately, as we head more into the winter season, seeing those minus 20 marks, especially on Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday will be cooling down quite a bit compared to what we were seeing this weekend. We'll even be seeing a low of minus 31 on Saturday, minus 18 on Sunday to end it off, and Monday next week we'll be starting off cooler as well at minus 16 degrees. But tomorrow we will be seeing minus 6 with a high chance of some snowfall, so expect to see some snow. And now taking another look at some photo submissions. Thank you to everyone that submitted online. This is a nice shot of some of the fogginess that we're seeing today. So thank you to Christine for submitting this. Anybody else that has some nice weather photos of snowfall, sunsets, whatever you got, submit them online and I will be using them on my weather segments. But that's all I got. We'll have more coming up after the break.
I'm joined today on Primetime Local News by Danita Large. Danita is joining us today because we're talking about the release of a new single. Danita, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thanks so much for asking me to be here today.
Now, Danita, tell us a little bit about your background. Where are you right now? Where are you based out of? And tell us a little bit about your history as a performer.
Sure. Right now I'm based in Edmonton. I've been living in Edmonton a long time, actually. I've been living in Edmonton actually longer than I live back home. And back home for me is Saddle Lake First Nation. So I think probably most of your viewers probably know where Saddle Lake is. First part of my life, actually, I grew up with my grandparents, my Cookum and Mushroom, out by Kihiwin. So we call it Moose Mountain. And I went to school in St. Paul and went, the full grade 1 to grade 12 in St. Paul. And then as an adult, I moved here to the city. And for music, I've been doing music most of my life. I think, a lot of people back home would know my family. It's the Petra family, and we do a lot of music in the country scene. My uncles are pretty well known for the music that they play. And here in the city, I've been doing all different kinds of genres of music, everything from some of the indigenous music around, singing in Cree and doing different types of styles, as well as rock, country. I released a blues single in June, and now I've released this single just in this November.
Well, let's talk about this single, Danita, Ancestors in My Bones. I had a chance to just have a look at even some of the lyrics, and it's just seems to be really from the heart. Tell me about the whole process writing this and about how this all came together.
That is absolutely, you're right. It is from the heart. It is one of those songs that it came from the first phrase, I feel the ancestors in my bones. And it was a statement I had made, and it just kept ringing in my head. And I decided, I was actually on my way home and from an event in Banff, and I pulled over to the side of the road and started to write the lyrics because they came to me. And the lyrics came to me about, I'm thinking like 7-8 years ago now. And I started to sing it at events as a part of, like, whether it be honoring residential school survivors or talking about our stories as, you know, my ancestors and the different things that they've gone through over, you know, our history, you know, right from colonization to now. And so it depended on the event, but I would sing it with a rattle or I'd sing it with a drum. And I felt like it's a song that I think a lot of people would relate to and would feel their own connection to their ancestors. And so I decided it would be a song that I wanted to record.
So, Danita, if people are looking to listen to the song right now, where is the best place to find it? Do you direct people to your website? Is it on, Spotify? Those usual platforms? Where can they find it to listen?
Absolutely, digital platforms are the best place to find it. If you want to look, you know, there's YouTube, but definitely there is Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon Music, Deezer, and I might be forgetting something, but yeah, the major platforms for sure.
So, Danita, what are you working on now, heading in towards the end of the year and the new year? Are you releasing some new music? What exactly are you going to be doing?
I have a number of different projects. I'm actually, I have recorded a gospel EP and I'm just kind of finalizing all the pieces. It is something I wanted to do as a way to honor my family because my grandparents, I grew up singing gospel with my family. And so it's some of the songs that I would have grown up singing, but it kind of has a different twist to it. Being a little, you know, some different voices, some different instruments, but there's still fiddle, there's still mandolin, there's still different pieces. It's going to be called Moose Mountain Stew, just because it is incorporating those different pieces. So I'm hoping that'll come out early spring. Also, too, I'm going to, well, my plan is to head off to Toronto to go work more with the producer that I worked with Ancestors to record another 3 or 4 songs that are going to be co-created together. And so that's happening. And then some live events, which is nice that I'll be able to do a few live events coming up.
Well, Danita, it's been fantastic to speak with you today, and we wish you much luck with everything that's coming out. If people are looking just to find out more about you, do you direct them to your social media? Where is the best place to find you?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for the most up-to-date information would be the combination of my website, which is just donitalargemusic.com, as well as my Facebook page, and it's just Donita Large Music.
Well, thank you, Danita, for speaking with us today. We hope to chat with you again soon and see what you're up to in the spring.
Thanks so much. I hope everyone's doing well and has a wonderful holiday.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Wendy Sidorf with the Connect Club of Lloydminster. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you for helping us out with our latest project.
Of course, glad to have you on here. Now, we're here to speak on a yogathon that is coming up January 29th, so not for another month or so, but it's going to be happening at the Kinsman Hall, and this is to raise money towards Cystic Fibrosis Canada, correct?
Yes, it is. We've been raising money for cystic fibrosis for years, but mainly since 2014 after one of our fellow Connect members had passed away from cystic fibrosis. Her name was Amy. And so now we've just been doing runs and different things in her honor. And this year we decided to switch it up a little and make a yogathon, try something new.
So this is the first ever year that the Connect Club is having this yogathon?
Yes, it is.
Since already posting about it online, how has support been so far for the yogathon?
It's been pretty good. We have 6 to 7 yoga instructors lined up already. So yeah, we have room for a few more if anybody else would like to join us. But yeah, so far pretty good for our first one, and we'll have one virtual option, and otherwise the rest will happen at the Kinsman Hall.
Now, if the Connect Club sees some strong support when, January 29th comes up here, does the Connect Club plan to have more of these yogathons in the future?
Yeah, it would be great if we have a great turnout and people are wanting to do it again. We definitely do it maybe a couple times a year or whatever, but yeah, hopefully we'll have registrations out at the beginning of January, kind of wait till after Christmas is done. And yeah, hopefully we have a lot of participants come out to help us.
What can you say that they can expect at this yogathon?
So it'll be 45-minute classes. All the teachers are certified yoga teachers. So yeah, if you're new, if you've done yoga for years, there will be classes for everybody. We'll post which kind of classes we're having. So there'll be a variety. There will also be a kids class. So yeah, it'll be a little bit of something for everyone. It'll be $25 per class. You can take one class, you could take all 7 if you want, whatever works for you.
How exactly can people get involved and find more information about it online?
Well, they can always check out our, follow our Lloydminster Connect page or our Glow Run page, it's called right now. But if you're having trouble getting to that link, just give us a message on our Connect Club Connect Club of Lloydminster Facebook page.
Is there anything else you want to add that people should know about that we didn't touch base on?
Yeah, no, all the money will be raised going to cystic fibrosis. Kim Canada has been partnering with them for over 60 years, and so far we've raised over $50 million. So it's something that we're really proud of and hope to continue.
Perfect, Wendy. Well, I hope this help gets the word out. And once again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great, thank you for your time, Shelby.
We'll now be ending off with taking another quick look at your 7-day forecast here. We will be seeing -6 for tomorrow with a high chance of some snowfall. Wednesday, Thursday, we will be cooling down with -19 on Wednesday, so we will be seeing some major cooler conditions for the rest of the week here. So bundle up if you're going to be outside. It's going to be pretty cold. -22 on Thursday, -24 on Friday. We'll be seeing a cooler weekend for sure compared to the one we just had on Saturday and Sunday. We'll be seeing -16 and -18 degrees. And starting off next week, we will be starting off the next week on a cooler note as well at -16.
That is all the time we have for right now, though. You can stay tuned for more news coming up in the next hour. But for Primetime Local News, I'm Tate Lake.